This Board of Health meeting to order. We'll begin with a roll call.
Member Call.
Here.
He's excused.
Maria.
Here.
Member Flora.
Present.
Here. All set?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we have some minutes from our last meeting of October 8th, 2024. I'll entertain a motion to approve those minutes. So moved. Second. Any additional comments of minutes? All right, we'll do a roll call vote on minutes.
Call.
Yes?
Member.
Yes.
Member Club.
Yes.
President Kroger.
Yes. Okay, I don't believe we have any correspondence. I don't see any visitors, unless Sarah wants to make a comment at this point. Okay. Okay, we'll move on to old business. We have some properties that have changed ownership that are under current Board of Health order. And I believe that our council is going to give us a little summary on the ownership changes.
Yes, if the board will recall, there was research prepared that concluded that once the property is found to be a public nuisance, a tax sale is held, whether that property is then bought at a tax sale, subsequent either repository, and is even sold subsequently, the order would still stand that those conveyances or those sales do not wipe away the finding, an adjudicatory finding of the public nuisance. We have before the board 6 properties tonight. Would it help the board if I went through each particular property with a history of where we stand, where we are? And at that point, perhaps maybe the board can act on all 6 rather than piecemeal.
I think we all understand that. I don't think you have to go through each individual one.
Okay.
But should we at least state for the open record the transfer of ownership from to?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay,
So yes, beginning with 188 East Main Street, the property was found to be a public nuisance February 14th of 2023. The particular property went to a judicial tax sale. There was no purchase following that, therefore it went to the repository. A Brian Taylor purchased it out of the repository by deed dated November 13th of 2023. So the current owner is Brian Taylor.
Now, do we need to make a motion to rescind or the public nuisance against the former owners, then make a new motion to declare the new owners, these properties, a public nuisance under the new owner's name?
We would adopt the current order continuing the finding of the public nuisance.
Yeah, I'd be hesitant to undo any leverage we already have.
Right.
So, I would have fooled with the prior one. I just authorized the new one against the current owner.
Yeah. So the current orders before the board for these 6 properties are a continuation of the prior order, just with the updated current owner. 71 Rochester Street, again, the property is found to be a public nuisance January 23rd of 2024. At that time, Kenneth Bell owned the property. He subsequently conveyed the property via his power of attorney to Majad Sultan by deed dated August 16th of 2024. Therefore, the current owner for 71 Rochester is Majad Sultan. 56th East Main, that was found to be a public nuisance February 14th of 2023. The current owner was Jolene Johnson. The property went to a judicial tax sale, and the property was purchased at a judicial tax sale by Theron and Emily Simons. Therefore, Theron and Emily Simons are the current owners of 56th East Main, and that was deed dated July 31st of 2024. 9 Thompson Ave. The property was deemed to be a public nuisance February 14th of 2023. The current owner at that point was Jason Verandez. This property also went to a judicial tax sale and was purchased by Alan and Melissa Cornelius following a judicial tax sale by deed dated August 16th of 2024.
What was the initial date that that property was declared public nuisance?
9 Thompson Ave was February 14th of 2023.
Got it. Thank you.
351 Jackson Ave. This property was initially deemed to be a public nuisance November 14th of 2023. At that time, the owner was H Cubed Holdings LLC. That went to a tax sale, another judicial tax sale, out of which the owner was Rashid Deeb, the purchaser of the tax sale by deed dated July 31st of 2024. Most recently, Rashid Deeb deeded the property, MLD Property Trust, by deed dated October 15th of 2024. So for 351 Jackson Ave, MLD Property Trust is the current
Do we
owner.
know who this MDL is?
The only indication of who they are is the certificate of residence for them as the grantee on the deed. Lists their address as 351 Jackson Avenue. And there's no indication of what this trust is, there's no date of the trust, anything like that.
Is it even valid?
I have no idea. And then finally, with 44 North Center Street, this property was deemed to be a public nuisance October 25th of 2022. At that time, Dwayne Works II was the owner. This again went to a judicial tax sale, out of which the purchasers again were the Theron and Emily Simons. Again, purchasing that from a judicial public tax sale by deed dated July 31st of 2024.
Okay, any other questions?
I understand, or we understand that all of these owners have been notified of the current status of their property?
They will be served with a current, the orders to be adopted tonight.
Okay. And Mike, can you take us through, doesn't that pick a property like, or whatever one was done in 23? How many fines have we issued to that one property? If you have that, if you don't, I'm just curious. Okay.
Which one were you talking about?
I was picking the one out that was from 23, February of 23.
For 188 East Main.
Yeah.
There's been several, I mean, for each one of these, I would say.
Okay. Thank you.
You're looking for a motion to continue or to uphold the public nuisance orders against these properties under the new owner's names, correct?
And thereby adopt the current orders before the board, yes.
Make a motion to adopt the current orders before the board for each of these properties: 188 East Main, 71 Rochester, 56 East Main, 9 751 Jackson, and 44 North Center under the names of the new owner of each property.
Second that.
Okay, do a roll call when you're ready.
Member Gall,
Yes.
Member Rick,
Yes.
Member Pecora.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we'll move on to our new business for this evening. We have a list of some properties that we're going to go through, beginning with 26 High Street, owned by Timothy Barocious of Bradford.
Yes, thank you. The city intends on calling one witness, Mr. Brandon Clown, if you could raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yeah.
And if you could state your name for the board.
Brandon Fowler.
And are you employed?
Yeah.
In what capacity?
I am the health director for the city of Bradford.
And as health director, how long have you been in that position?
Approximately 3 months.
And were you employed before that?
Yeah.
In what capacity?
Property maintenance officer is in the.
And prior to your employment as property maintenance officer, were you employed before that?
Yeah.
Okay. And in what capacity?
For a local contractor for approximately 12 years.
So it's fair to say you've been in the familiar with the construction industry for 12, 14 years.
Yes.
And of course, of your current employment, are you receive any certifications?
Yes.
And they are from state agencies?
Yes.
And do some of these certificates require annual renewals?
Yeah.
And are you required to take any updated education in these certificates?
Yes.
Mr. President, I would offer Mr. Plowman as an expert witness as it relates to the 5 properties before the board tonight.
Okay, accepted.
Mr. Plowman, starting with 26 High Street, you're familiar with the property located at 26 High Street?
Yes.
And for 26 High Street, do you know who the owner is?
Timothy Brocious?
And in the course of your current employment, you had occasion to take photographs of 26 High Street.
Yes.
I'm showing you what I've marked as exhibits A1 through A22. Do you recognize these photographs? Okay. Didn't get a chance to review these.
No.
And these photographs of 26 High Street, correct?
Correct.
And you personally took these photographs?
Yes.
And those photographs were dated October 11th, correct?
Yes.
And those photographs accurately depict the 26 High Street as of October 11th, 2020.
Yes.
Mr. President, I would move the admissions of exhibits A1 through A22.
Accepted.
From October 11th till today's date, the 22nd, any major changes or improvements at 26 High Street?
No.
If you could go through what those photographs depict for the board.
It shows that the front door of the house is open to the public. There's some deterioration on the sill and foundation of that structure. The roof is in poor condition. There's sections of the walls that are bowing. The porches are in poor condition.
Do you observe any structural deficiencies with the front of the structure?
Yes.
In what way?
The structure is deteriorating from the ground up.
And maybe I missed it, is the property secured or were you able to gain access to 26 High Street?
Nope, the front door was open.
And I'm correct in saying that this property was condemned August 8th of 2020, correct?
Yeah.
And there's currently no active water or sewer, correct? And based upon your observation of 26 High Street, do you, in your expert opinion, deem this to be a public nuisance?
Yes.
Do you feel it's fit for human occupancy?
No, it's fine.
I have no further questions of Mr. Plowman.
Okay, I guess my first question was gonna be about the property being secure, the front door, as you've already stated, is open. It looks like a couple of the windows, while they're in place,
Yeah.
certainly are not what you would consider a secure window. One of your pictures shows an electric meter, so, can it be assumed that there's an active electric service in the house?
So I'm not sure if Penelec remotely has that service shut off, but I can tell you that the meter does not read on.
Okay. And a little more explanation of the foundation as I'm looking at those pictures. It appears that the main house foundation is crumbling and they've tried to shore it up with a pile of concrete blocks in different places.
I believe the majority of that structure is on stilts.
Okay,
And sections of that, like on the one side, you could see where the wall is actually kicking out from itself. And then any of the sill plates that the framing rests on it is just about entirely deteriorated.
yeah, they appear to be completely rotten. If the foundation was secure, how is the structure between the foundation and the roof?
It's, I would say that the majority of it is just rotten through. I know you can see in one of the pictures there that there's a pretty good sized hole at the side of the house. I'm not sure, how far that would carry on through the majority of it.
And my final question, I guess, would be, does there appear to be any occupancy in the house? Or has there been in recent?
It doesn't appear that there's any activity in that house.
Where is he living? Does anybody know where Tim's at?
We believe, well, we have his
I
mailing
tried to-
address in 26 High Street.
What's that?
We have his mailing address is 26 High Street. Not quite sure exactly where he's living.
How do you stand somewhere downtown? I've seen him wandering back and forth not that long ago.
I checked with the high rise and Mr. Costello said that he's not.
Check with the other person I mentioned there.
I have not had
His
his
niece.
yet.
His niece might know what's that.
I do have a call into the county. The house authority.
Anybody else have any questions? I make a motion, we declare 26 High Street a public nuisance.
Second.
Okay. Any additional comment, questions? Okay, we'll do a roll call vote on that.
Member Gall,
Yes.
Member Real,
Yes.
Member Picard,
Yes.
President Bill.
Yes. All right, we'll move on to 34 High Street. Douglas and Sherry Schultz.
Thank you. Mr. Plowman, and of course your employment, you're familiar with the property at 34 High Street, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and to your knowledge, who owns 34 High Street?
Douglas and Sherry Schultz.
And you had occasion to take photographs of 34 High Street?
Yeah.
I'm showing you what I previously marked as exhibits A1 through A27. Do you recognize those photographs?
Yes.
And those are the photographs you took of 34 High Street? Yeah. And those are dated October 11th of 2024?
Yeah.
And you personally took those photographs?
Yeah.
And they accurately depict 34 High Street as of October 11th, correct?
Correct.
Mr. President, I would move for the admission of exhibits A1 through A27.
Accepted.
Okay. Since October 11th to today's date, any major changes on 34 High Street? That you
No
observed?
major changes.
Okay. If you could, as the board's looking at those photographs, describe what those photographs depict.
The siding on the entire structure is, almost entirely weather worn. The paint is completely deteriorated. There is some sections of the foundation that are, cracked. The side porch has been removed, leaving plumbing and portions of the interior exposed. There is a massive amount of debris and garbage on that property. The front porch is in bad shape.
Do you know if the structure is secured,
It is secured.
so you were not able to gain access? And I'm true in saying that the property was condemned June 13th, 2023. And I'm correct in saying that the property has no active water or sewer, correct?
Correct.
We do again see an electric meter in the photograph. What did you observe regarding the electric meter?
Same thing, I'm not sure if Penelec has the service remotely turned off, but it does not flash that long.
And I also noticed a gas meter in those photographs. What did you observe regarding the gas meter?
I'm not sure if the gas is active there.
And based upon your testimony and your expert opinion, do you feel that 34 High Street poses a public nuisance?
Yes.
Mhm.
I have no further questions, Mr. President.
I don't know. Is that the gas meter
You
picture?
can't tell with the picture whether the valves on or off.
Okay, so I just crossed off 2 things on my list, the gas meter and the electric meter.
Anything else?
The garage out and back. What kind of condition is that in? I mean, from a distance, it looks considerably better than the house, but it's hard to tell.
It's in full condition.
These folks local?
We believe that they live on Niles Hall in Bradford.
In this one, what about, are there any outstanding, city utilities that have not been paid?
Their water services are not active.
Okay, but do they have anything back?
I would assume so, being that they're not active.
Taxes?
There are no delinquent real estate taxes that show from the public service.
All right,
I make a motion we declare 34 High Street a public nuisance.
ready, we'll do a roll call?
Member Gall,
Yeah.
member Real,
Yes.
member Pecora.
Yes.
President Clover.
Yes. Okay, 79 High Street, owned by Dale Dulesky, also Bradford.
Yeah, Mr. Plowman, of course, for your employment, you're familiar with the property at 79 High Street, correct? And to your knowledge, who owns 79 High Street?
Dale Dulesky?
And you had occasion to take photographs of 79 High Street, correct? Correct. I can show you what I've previously marked as exhibits A1 through A34. Do you recognize these photographs? And these are photographs of 79 High Street, correct? Correct. And you took these photographs? Yeah. And those photographs were taken by you on October 11th of 2022, correct?
Correct.
And they accurately depict 79 High Street as of October 11th, correct? Yeah. Any major changes from October 11th, today's date regarding 79 High Street? Mr. President, I would move the admissions of exhibits A1 through A34.
Accepted?
And if you could, as the board's reviewing this photograph, testify what those photographs depict.
I would consider the structure to be dangerous. Our Department of Public Works has been up there to board the structure up due to the amount of times the police department has been up there with squatters. While I was there, I didn't notice that section of the sheeting had been ripped off one of the windows, and the cinder block had been placed under the window so that they could gain access. The front porch is basically falling off of the front of this house. There is basically no component on this house that I would consider to be in good condition.
And it's clear from the photographs that the structure is not secured.
Yes, yeah, should be good.
And it appears, you may have testified this, in the photograph, there's bedding and mattresses.
Yes.
Did it appear that people are residing in this place?
I would believe from time to time that there's still people going in and out of there.
And also in the photographs, there were some, the substructure, the joists seem to be rotting. Is that what you observed?
Yes, the side, well, the porch on the front wraps around to the side and it is just completely collapsed.
And this property, I'm correct in saying, was condemned on April 4th of 2024, correct?
Yes.
And it appears from the photograph that you observed no gas meter.
Correct.
Okay. And based upon your testimony regarding 79 High Street, it's in your expert opinion that this property poses a public nuisance.
Yes.
I have no further questions.
Where's Mr. Dulesky these days? Anybody know it's still in the area? I make a motion we declare 79 High Street a public nuisance.
All right. Any additional questions? All right, we'll do a roll call vote on,
Member Gall,
yeah.
member Real,
Yes.
member Pecora.
Yes.
President Clover.
Yes. Okay, 11 McClellan Avenue, MLD Property Trust.
Yes, thank you.
Listed on the deed as being 351 Jackson Avenue, which we discussed in our first group of houses.
Well, that deed had multiple parcels in it,
Okay,
so it's in the same, it's a separate parcel in that same deed.
okay,
Okay. Mr. Plowman, of course, you're in Plymouth, you're familiar with the property at 11 Cullen Ave, correct? And I'm correct in stating that the property owner is NLD Property Trust, correct?
Correct.
And you had occasion to take photographs of this property, yes?
Yeah.
You're showing me what I've marked as exhibits A1 through A30. Do you recognize those photographs?
Yeah.
And did you take those photographs?
Yeah.
And those photographs were taken by you on October 11th, correct?
Correct.
And those photographs accurately depict 11 McClellan Ave as of October 11th, correct?
Yeah.
Any major changes in that property from October 11th to today's date?
No.
I would move for the admission of exhibits A1 through A30.
accepted.
If you could please testify to what these photographs depict.
There's some sort of liquid flowing from possibly underneath this house, whether it's ground water, storm water, rainwater. It has become stagnant and it smells. The underneath of the structure is deteriorating and suffering from the amount of saturation in the ground, I guess. The rear porch roof has collapsed, causing the rear porch floor to collapse. The front porch flooring has entirely collapsed. There is a hole in the roof which has caused the upper ceiling to collapse inside the structure. The garage is in poor condition and is actually leaning on a neighbor's house.
And in your observations, is the structure secured?
It is not secure.
Did you observe any occupancy or mixed water leaking?
No.
And one of the photographs depicts the gas meter. Did you observe anything about the gas meter?
Other than it's there. Okay.
And I'm correct in saying that this property was condemned March 17th of 2021, correct?
Correct.
There's no current water or active sewage, correct? And based on your expert opinion, do you feel that 11 McClellan is a public nuisance?
Yes.
I have no.
I guess the first obvious question I have is a couple of those pictures you have showing the neighbor's house. And it appears that this house that this nuisance property is leaning up against appears to be a relatively decent house that someone is taking care of.
It would appear that way in the picture.
Yeah. What kind of danger do you think this particular structure is causing to that neighboring structure? I mean, just tonight, tomorrow morning, what's the chances of it collapsing or something happening that would cause damage?
Probably unlikely.
Okay.
Is it MLD or MBL? Is up above it's MBL, down below it's MLD.
MLD.
It is MLD. And that picture there depicts that the valve is off before the meter and after the meter. That the gas is off. The picture from the 11.
Okay.
Anybody else have questions? Make a motion, we declare 11 McClellan Street a public nuisance.
Second that.
All right. Do a roll call when you're ready.
Member Gall,
Yes.
member Reel,
Yes.
member DeFord,
Yes.
President Free.
Yes. Okay, we'll move on to 9 Longfellow Avenue.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Lyman, finally for 9 Longfellow Ave, you had occasion, of course, you're familiar with this property in the course of your employment, right?
Yes.
Okay. And to your knowledge, who owns 9 Longfellow Ave?
Mark Speziali.
And you had occasion to take photographs of this property?
Yes.
And I'm showing you what I previously marked as exhibits A1 through A16. And you recognize these photographs?
Yes.
And these photographs are of 9 Longfellow, correct?
Correct.
And you took these photographs personally on October 11th of this year?
Yeah.
And those photographs accurately depicted this property as of October 11th, correct?
Correct.
Any major changes in this property from October 11th until today's date?
No.
If you could please testify to what those photographs do depict to the board.
This is a commercial structure. The roof is entirely deteriorated. There was actually a tarp on the majority of the roof, one point that has since deteriorated. The neighbor has had to cut sections of the tarp back because they were overhanging and just basically flailing in the wind. The majority of the siding is in poor condition. This has basically become a house for, basically a highway for groundhogs and raccoons and things of that nature.
You testified as to groundhog, the photograph depicts on the lower level of groundhog hole near the foundation.
Correct, yeah.
And you testified to a raccoon. Do you know how the raccoon's getting into this?
He's jumping up on the back roof and going in through one of the windows.
And is this property the structure secure?
Yes,
Not for the raccoon, luckily.
I'm fair in saying the property was condemned October 5th of 2023, correct?
correct.
There's no active water or sewer, correct?
Correct.
And based upon your testimony, is it your expert opinion that 9 Longfellow Ave is a public nuisance?
Yes,
I have no further questions.
Okay, you stated that this was being formally used as a commercial property.
it was, yeah.
Is there any active use on this property currently?
No, as a matter of fact, the neighbor, will mow the property just because he doesn't want to look at the high grass. And he also told me that, he said the floors are just on the ground in there. They're,
That's a little poultry shop.
yeah.
Where's Mr. Speziali at now?
So he's living on Patterson Lane. And he is in care of another property here in the city, 54 Sanford Street.
I make a motion to declare 9 Longfellow Avenue public nuisance.
Okay, we'll do a roll call vote on that one.
McDowell?
Yeah.
Burrito?
Yes.
Member Bradford?
Yes.
President Roper?
Yes. All right, if there is no other business before the Board of Health this evening, I'll entertain.
Second.
All right, those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Meeting is adjourned.
You have for a few minutes and let Tyler give me an update on something.